got the South Pole way over there. I guess that's the North, and then Greenland. Everything else over here. Yeah, I'm open to basically anything. I don't know. I don't know about that. Who knows? Oh, thanks, Paul. Okay, John Peerless. This is so off. What the fuck? It is okay to be stupid. It is okay to be arrogant. To be dumb and arrogant, no one can tolerate that. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. John Peerless. Um, with zero content on your YouTube page, no videos. Um, so let's just see what kind of proof you've got here. How do the comments know where to return? Oh my god, this is one of many basic ideas F-ears can't seem to grasp. When we are on the Earth or a plane or considering the atmosphere, all this stuff is in Earth's gravitational field. My language is simplified, but I hope you get what I mean by the Earth's G field. So when you take off in a plane, the plane already has the Earth's momentum, and whether it goes this way or that, it does not change the field was always in. For a comet or a planet or a sun or a galactic cluster or galactic filament, all of these cosmos exists in field relationships. When the comet gets its closest to the point to the sun and then continues away again, it never stops being in the sun's field. So, even as the sun is rotating around the galactic center, the comet doesn't need to figure out how to find its path again. It was always on its path. See, this is where, your theory, seems to make sense when you explain it away, but if you try to demonstrate such a thing in reality, you actually can't. Um, Something that you don't seem to understand is that an object traveling in a high velocity, if you're fixed to that object, you're going to keep traveling along with it. But if you're jettisoned off that object in the opposite direction, traveling 1,000 or 1,000,000, it doesn't matter how many thousands of miles an hour, you're not traveling in the opposite direction. But hypothetically, if you were, you're not fixed to that frame of reference anymore. Don't you understand that? Gravity doesn't solve this issue. You can't call something a fixed frame of reference that's spinning around a curve and flying through space in two different, completely contradictory directions. The sun is supposedly spinning around a curve, not traveling in a straight line. I could understand your argument, even if the sun was supposedly traveling in a straight line, which it isn't. It's traveling along a giant curve, allegedly in the heliocentric model. So, you going on and on trying to explain how this works doesn't get it. It doesn't prove it. Um, you say that okay, the sun is rotating around the galactic center. The comet doesn't need to figure out how to find its path again. It was always on its path, even as the sun was on its path, and the Milky Way is on its, and on and on. Basic. No, it's not basic. You are fucking moron. When you throw a ball in the air, we should not expect to see the ball fly away at 1,000 miles an hour. The Earth is spinning. No, the Earth isn't spinning, and yes, you fucking would. No, the ball already has the Earth's momentum. Okay, even if it did, if you shot a cannon directly up into the air, then the ball should head west at least on its way down. Actually, on its way up, it would slip further and further out of the eastward frame of reference than it did before it was shot out. Just because in order to travel around that curve, along with the face of the Earth, it would have to accelerate faster and faster east as it raises in altitude. But when this test is actually done in reality, the ball often lands directly back into the barrel of the cannon that fired it perfectly vertically. So that actually proves the Earth is stationary. For you to say that if the Earth was spinning and you threw a ball west, it shouldn't go further than if you threw the ball east because it doesn't, that doesn't work. If the Earth was spinning, if you threw a ball west, it should travel much further relative to the ground than a ball that you threw east, if the Earth was actually spinning east. It isn't. It's not spinning. And it's this sort of just total skullduggery that just turns me off from reading through comments because I'll try, I really will try to sit here and read through all this sort of thing. Um, Oh, something from Tiger Dan. I used to like to hear from him. See, I never said anything about it at all. All I've ever done is give you a high praise, pass out your videos around and tell my friends that I think highly of you, and now you post this. I never said that all flat earthers were liars. Never said it. I said the liars are the one who say Antarctica doesn't exist. So I know what your problem is. Good luck to you, though. Okay, Tiger Dan. The Antarctic is sort of a mystery. People say that they've gone there, and I don't doubt that. But if the North is in the center, then the South, sort of has to be on the outside if that's the way you want to think of it. Yeah, actually, you did. You called anyone a liar who used the azimuthal equidistant projection. I've used it tons of times because it helps to show the model. Now, whether that's 100% accurate, I don't know. I've never been to the South Pole, never even left the United States. So I guess that's, apology accepted because I've spoken very highly of you and passed your videos around, referred people to you. So um, you know just reacting, it's bad enough that we have to take attacks from people outside, from people claiming that we're all morons, claiming that we're all liars, claiming that it's a psyop, and then have to deal with attacks coming from within. um, you know, I'm all about the truth too. I think we need to figure out what's going on with the maps, what's going on with the Antarctic. Where is the edge? Is there an edge? No, I don't think so. Um, so okay, that's fine, Tiger Dan. Sorry if I offended you. I'm reacting to basically you essentially called everyone involved in this movement a liar who tells you there's something up with Antarctica. Um, what you did was is you associated the idea that we're all saying that Antarctica doesn't exist with the fact that there's something up with Antarctica. There's something wrong with the maps. It appears that Antarctica is encompassing the seven seas, as it were. But I could see this being different in different flat Earth models. It doesn't necessarily have to be around the outside. That is in the AE projection because everything gets skewed around the outside in the AE projection. You could put Egypt in the center. You could put the North Pole in the center. You can put the South Pole in the center. An AE map is it's not going to be an accurate depiction of the face. It's only going to be close to accurate towards the center, and not accurate at the end. So as you can see, I've barely made it through trying to explain. Oh, we'll do one more. Trying to explain the truth to those that are willfully ignorant is a tough job. Most people hang on to their beliefs rather than accept truth. I would rather sink in the mire of my delusionary deception than relinquish those comfortable falsehoods. Change is rough, that only comes as a desperate measure to eliminate suffering. Many people will have to continue being slaves and suffer some more, for they will consider the truth of the flat earth. How is it that some people believe they are twirling around at unbelievable speeds only to stop, pick up a dime on a rainy, windy day, not lose balance or miss a step in the process? Then there are others that trip because they are chewing gum. Probably has something to do with their center of gravity, which is the gum. Very well put, and sort of a nice way to end this little section of the video. So um, I always have a lot of fun reading comments, and this just sort of show you a point. It took me almost an hour to really actually go through and respond to just one little sliver of the likely spam comments. So I'll just go ahead and blanket approve all of these, and I usually just do once in a while to show you how Google messes with you, or YouTube or whatever messes with you. You have to keep going back and forth to do it. Um, anyway, so I'll cut this off here. I've got another section of this coming right up. So, okay, and so this is a quick video response here for the end of this Flat Earther, you're a dumbass video, because this is the type of person that I'm really directing that commentary towards, or the working title towards, is this type of person. So we'll just check it out, and I'll sort of respond as we go through.
Like many of you, I was perplexed by the suddenness of this flat Earth conspiracy spreading across the internet. At first,
First of all, I'll say it's not a conspiracy. It's actually the truth. So you're looking at this all wrong. You're not questioning your assumptions. You're just assuming that this is some bizarre conspiracy. And as long as you think of it that way, you'll never understand the simple, plain truth.
I thought, well, maybe these are just sincere people who are just a little bit misguided.
No, I think that you are a sincere person that is totally misguided.
But now I can see clearly that this was a coordinated effort to spread garbage.
No, actually, it's not a coordinated effort at all. I personally have been working on this topic for about 7 months, and I've always done everything that I've done by myself without planning it with anyone. And recently, I've done a lot of shows and interviews and things like that, and that's all fun. But people get together and talk. That doesn't mean that we're putting together some weird conspiracy. We happened upon this truth, and we're trying to get dumbass morons, not going to say any names, to understand this because people such as yourself are just so brainwashed, you're incapable of seeing the simple, plain truth that's been right in front of your face, directly beneath your feet your entire life.
There's a certain group of people that just want to muddy up the internet and turn it into a worthless tool full of junk. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to get straight to the point and give you an empirical way that you can prove that the earth is round.
Oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait to hear this. This is going to be good, I'm sure of it.
Very easily. In my last video, I pointed out that engineers over 100 years ago knew the earth was round when they were building lighthouses.
Engineers over 100 years ago knew the earth was round. Okay, I don't know about you, but I don't know any engineers from 100 years ago, and I prefer to do my scientific experimentation, my empirical scientific experimentation for myself.
They would actually calculate the arc of the earth to determine how tall they would build their lighthouses, and that would determine how far out to sea the lighthouse could be seen.
So, wait a minute. So you're saying that they used spherical trigonometry to determine how far the lighthouse would be seen? So you're telling me that they knew their lighthouses wouldn't be seen and then they built them anyways? Because I hate to break it to you, if the Earth was a sphere, it would have to curve downhill at 8 inches per mile squared away from that lighthouse. And so let's say you're 50 miles away from the lighthouse or 60 miles away, even if it's up on the top of, a pretty damn tall tower, the laws of perspective are going to cause that light to drop beneath the horizon, and the curve of the earth is going to cause the distant ship to literally drop well below the horizon, almost a quarter mile below at 50 miles. So I'm not sure what you're on about, but you're totally wrong.
Over the arc of the earth. And never mind that hundreds of years ago Magellan circumnavigated the globe.
Okay, wait a minute. So this means you haven't even looked at circumnavigation and you're trying to debunk the flat Earth? Just so you know, circumnavigation is possible on the plane, on the flat Earth. In the model that I basically have been more or less subscribed to, the north is in the center. So the magnetic compass will always be attracted to the center. Think of it like a dartboard, with the North Pole being the bullseye. No matter where you are on that dartboard, the compass is always going to point towards the center. That means that north is always towards the center, south is always away from the center, and east and west are merely right angles to north and south. Furthermore, if you head west around one of those latitude lines or latitude circles in the flat earth model, in the azimuthal equidistant model, you just simply keep your heading at west and you're going to describe a circle on a plane and it actually works. So this tells me that you're trying to debunk something that you haven't even researched. It's got the South Pole way over there. I guess that's the North, and then Greenland and everything else over here. Yeah, I'm open to basically anything. I don't know. I don't know about that. Who knows? This is one of many basic ideas F-ears can't seem to grasp. When we are on the Earth or a plane or considering the atmosphere, all this stuff is in Earth's gravitational field. My language is simplified, but I hope you get what I mean by the Earth's G field. So when you take off in a plane, the plane already has the Earth's momentum, and whether. Oh, thanks, Paul. Okay, John Peerless, this is so off. What the fuck? It is okay to be stupid. It is okay to be arrogant. To be dumb and arrogant, no one can tolerate that. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. John Peerless. Um, with zero content on your YouTube page, no videos. Um, so let's just see what kind of proof you've got here. How do the comments know where to return? Oh my God, this it goes this way or that, it does not change the field was always in. For a comet or a planet or a sun or a galactic cluster or galactic filament, all of these cosmos exists in field relationships. When the comet gets its closest to the point to the sun and then continues away again, it never stops being in the sun's field.